Saturday morning. We took the old Firebird to a little car show last night. It ran pretty good. I pulled the air cleaner off last night just to make sure the accelerator pump wasn't messed up, because it did act a little funny when I pulled it in the driveway, but could be just bad gas, I suppose. I did work on the little 283 a little bit, a few nights this week. Got the many accessories on it. I still have a fuel pump. Been working on the carburetor. This right here is just a joke, folks. You don't put RTV on your throttle shafts. On Instagram, somebody was asking me if I put new bushings in the carb, and well, I did, but I just did that for a joke, so don't do that. The new bushings go in here, and they're in there. So I'm gonna finish putting that carburetor back together and see where the rest of the day takes me. The little miss and I, we left Miles at home. Genuine Miles, we left you at home. Anyway, we went down and bought some more parts. We bought a real ugly, made in China, brand new water pump. Got this big old snaz on it. Well, I guess we'll just have to deal with it. And we bought a new fuel pump and some spark plugs to the tune of like $85. Good grief, this is an expensive hobby. You're gonna need to get a job, young lady. I had to take a little pit stop and go fix the lawnmower. My made in Korea plastic pulley, I replaced it with a made in China plastic pulley. And while I was gone, this one, with her hair piled up on top of her head, has been doing that on the valve cover. That looks pretty cool, don't it?
Except for the spots that I messed up on.
And in a minute, she's going to put the water pump on and the fuel pump. That looks pretty good, don't it? She did a pretty nice job. I've lost all my help because little Lacey's having puppies. So everybody's watching the wonder of that. I've seen it before myself, so while they're doing that, I had to go fix the lawnmower again, the PTO switch. That's only 3 times today, I think. Keep getting sidetracked. I'm not having very much production, but I need to finish up this carburetor. But it's had more issues than I expected. And I've replaced these little tubes. Had one broke, one of these fell out, and other stuff. I think we'll be able to get it usable. But in the meantime, I went ahead and put the fuel pump on. And then this new Chinese water pump has this big old ugly port, but it comes with a plug, and of course I don't have a 9/16 Allen wrench. So I just turned the bolt upside downwards and put 2 nuts on it.
Dad, Lacey's about to have another puppy.
How many so far?
1.
Just 1? Is she doing alright?
Yeah.
See, it's no trouble. Alright, let's get back to work. I'm doing all your work for you. Tighten it up, girl.
Why does it wiggle like that?
Because I had to make a tool since I don't have one. I just took a 3/8 bolt with a 9/16 head, as most 3/8 bolts are, and double nutted it so you could turn it. I don't have a 9/16 Allen wrench. Maybe you'll buy me one for Christmas.
Okay.
Well, while the birthing process is still going on in there, I think they lost one of the puppies. 1 out of 2 so far. I dug out a big pile of pulleys, and I finally found that alternator bracket. And I ain't too wild about how things line up. You can see the bottom pulleys in a little too far. So lines up good with the alternator. I can get my angle right there. So I'm not going to bother painting those right now. It may be that when I pull the other motor, I got what I need on it. I don't know. Seems like I remember that one has some spacers behind this pulley. All I need is a little bit. Or I'll have to make a spacer. Look there, I even dug around in my pile of belts and found a belt. It's a tad too long, but it's all the way at the end of adjustment. But it'll be good enough to test fire, I think. Now all I gotta do is get back on the carburetor. Need to bend up a fuel line to the carburetor once I finish the carburetor and determine what distributor I'm going to use. I think I'm going to throw a HEI in it just to run it for now. I think I got one that's good. And I'd like to keep the old style points distributor in it. We'll see. Here's a thought for somebody if you're ever building a quadrajet. Try to get the needle and seat assembly that is solid like that. Either one will work fine, but this one is less apt to drain the fuel out of the carburetor if it sits a while. That one's got a hole there, a little bit lower. That'll maintain a little higher fuel level. And you can reuse old ones. Just check it out with your vacuum tester there. If it leaks vacuum, take a little check ball that comes out of these carburetors like that one and stick it inside there and whack it one time with a punch and a little hammer. A lot of times that'll straighten it right out and it'll hold vacuum. Well, there she is. I suppose I ought to trim off that air cleaner stud.